Hello YouTube, this is Keith and Jess Reisinger. I had to start a new channel because my channel is not, I lost the password to it and I had to make a new one. So, and I'm sharing it with my wife, which you probably see that there's two videos on there. That's my wife's reborns. She collects reborns. If you have any, daughters out there, or maybe there's an older girl that might like reborns, check her channel out. It's the same channel as mine, which is Keith and Jess Reisinger. So, and this video is about a deck profile of Yugioh. I just got back into it since the new arrival of the starter decks for the synchros. So I've been actually playing synchros for a while, ever since when they first started playing synchros. So I hope you enjoyed. Let's get started. My first would be, of course, the 3 Junk Synchros. One of your main starter cards of the deck. You need 3, because I don't see anywhere else of using 2 or 1, because you're gonna need him for since they came out with new ones like a cell. You're gonna need one for like just quick level 5s, unless you can find a different way, which is fine. The next ones would be 3 quick draws. Of course, your main cards. I found a good effect with him, Level Leader, and Doppler Warrior. You would send Level Leader to the grave, bring out Quick Draw. Quick Draws would basically get summoned to the field. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering because I'm actually tired, and I want to make this video. This is going to be one of my 2 videos, because I'm making a Vanguard video too, because I also play that too. You would summon him, bring Level Leader out due to his effect, lower him down to a 4. Then, of course, Doppler Warrior's effect would activate, which would summon himself. And right there you have a 6. Or a 7, or you can go straight for a 5, which is a cell. Something like that. Next, like I said, I use 3 Doppler Warriors. It's not good to summon 2 of him on the field. I mean, if you have both of them in the field, or by some chance you get all 3, don't summon all 3, because you're not going to have no luck with it, because you're gonna have your field's gonna be so filled up, you're not gonna be able to summon anything. Because I've did that in tournaments, I've did that in any kind of duel, with friendly duels. I would summon like Jet Synchron, and due to send 1 card to the grave and then summon them from the I put 2 of them, and it already filled up the field, because he turned from 2. It turned from, 2 of them to 4 of them with him. That's like, you have a level 5, yes, but you're basically using up your whole field, and you're not going to have anything to go by. So just summon at least 1. Or if you need 2, bring something from the grave and do it. Alright, next one is 3 Level Leaders. When I first started playing Synchros, I only did 2 Level Leaders, which was still good. I mean, I still had summoning powers. I still had power. I still had, everything I need to summon it. But since I got 1 from the starter deck, I have now 3 Level Leaders, which is perfect for the game. Because he's just like Glow Up Bulb, but it's just Glow Up Bulb is a little bit better. But he's just like Glow Up Bulb a little bit, because all you have to do is just lower level 5 down, or higher, reduces level by 1, and then special summon him. So he comes out pretty quick. Next would be 2 Jets. Everybody's saying use 3, but I like 2. Because I say 3 would kind of like overpower, because he just gets removed from play after you bring him from the grave anyway. So you're not really going to go for Jet Synchron, because you have quick draw for that. So I don't see the reason why would you need 3. I see that 2 would be better, because you already have quick draw. I was going to put Unknown Synchron, but he didn't work out too well. It didn't go too well, but you already have quick draw, so why would you need 3 of him? I mean, quick draw is basically anything. So I only use 2. The next card would be 2 Effect Veilers. Another card, I mean, you're not really going to use it much for summoning him. You're mostly use it to stop your opponent's monster. That's it. I haven't used it for a synchro yet, because I haven't seen the need to. Next would be 2 Rush Warriors. Sorry to moment outside if you can hear that. Most people I've dueled against, I asked them like how many Rush Warriors. Only 1 or 2 people would say like they would have 3, but the majority would have 2. And I see that I was only going to use 1, but then when I started looking into his effect, if you summon, Stardust Warrior. Stardust Warrior basically can game your opponent 1 turn. Because if he's battling an opponent's monster, if a Warrior Synchron is the monster's battling, he's going to game 2 times the amount. So that damage calculator, so he could go up to 6,000. So if your opponent's monster is like, say, I don't know, say if you tie up, say if you both equal 3,000. Activate that, that's double, he takes 3k. Next would be 2 Cool Bolts. Now since you have Jet, Effect Veiler, some new cards, you're not going to really need 3. Because I haven't really run into this much. I haven't really ran into having him in my grave, because he just does the same thing as Jet. He can bring back from a grave, and he gets removed from play at the end. I mean, if once you use it, or it gets removed from the field. So either way, he goes back. Next is 2 Tuning Waves. I use it due to because of junk. Because its effect does get negated if you summon it, but you can go for probably a level 4, or if you could bring out another monster, or if he just gets, summoned somehow. If he gets summoned. It's a level 5 right there. Or a level 4. Either way. Next, I do have a lot of monsters in this, but it does help work. Next is the Lightstorm Hunter, Raikou. I put 2. Really have no excuse why I put 2. I just like it. Destroy a monster. Quick synchro in the process 2. Next would be 1 Synchron Explorer, 1 Synchron Carrier, Spore, 1 Spore, because I do have Dandelion. Spore's effect is you move from play 1 plant. He comes from the grave, and then once per duel, you can only use his effect. But that's why I only have the Dandelion, because I've been milling Dandelion or somehow getting rid of it. So once Spore comes into the grave, I use its effect and I summon. Last card would be Little Fairy. I put Little Fairy in the deck because I actually like his effect. 2 per turn, it can send to the grave, and then it increases level by 1. So you can send basically 2 cards to the grave, and it's a level 5. Which a level 5 with any level can equal 6, 7, and 8. can go up to a 10. But I do have a level 10 in here. I actually have 3 level 10s in here. 2 of them will be Stardust Warrior, and then 1 would be a card that I don't really see people using, but I like it because I used it. Spells now. 3 tunings. Your key card, when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With synchros, I never even had this, but I still had the power and had everything I needed to win. Next would be 3 reinforcements of the army. You do have a lot of... I don't have that many warriors in here, but you can bring out your Doppler. You can bring out your junk. Anything that's a warrior, you bring out if you know what you do with it. Alright, excuse me. Next would be 2 Mr. Space Typhoons. I only put 2 because that's what the other cards are for. That's what Raikou is for. And plus, you're not going to really want to... You could get your opponent to, not really play cards down or whatever you can do. Have a chance. Next, Stardust Junction. Wasn't really my choice of card to put in. I just put it in because I had no other spells to really put in. I know there is, I don't even know how to say that. It's like not the Charge Electric Gauge. I don't even know how to say its name. I lost it, but I know Hero's Charge. I think it was like something like that. I don't have that. I don't know where to get that from, so I just put that in as a substitute to what it is. Fool's Burial, Illusion of Darkness, Smashing Ground, and 1 for 1. All those cards, they don't have anything to do with each other, but you got Fool's Burial to send. I always go for my level leader, or I would go for Jet. Next would be Illusion of Darkness. I put Illusion. So you draw 2 cards, and you send one dark to move from play. You remove from play. Yeah, at least you get 2 extra cards, but then you got to send 1, so you get 1 card. But it's an extra draw. And I put Smashing Ground to destroy my opponent's highest defense monster. Then I put 1 for 1. Because you send 1 monster to the grave and you bring out a level 1, which I found very easily since I do have a lot of level 1s. My last card is a trap, which is Mirror Force. I put Mirror Force in. You never know if you're gonna run out of monsters or something something's gonna happen and you do. Okay. On to the synchros. 2 Stardust Warriors. 2 Cells. I put just 2 of them all. Just you never know when you're going to summon. Because I do see I summon a lot of Cells. My next would be 2 Jets. 2 Jet Warriors. 2 Jet Warriors. Haven't really summoned it much. My next 3 cards has something to do with. Well, these 2 are something to do with Junk Synchron, which is Junk Berserker and Junk Destroyer. Next would be Road Warrior. I don't really summon him much because I don't have Road Synchron in this deck. That's why I use quick draws. Next would be your Junk Gardener. This is the card I was talking about. Allied Justice Decisive on it. It does have punctures a little bit because when I first had it, nobody really cared about this card. But then when I started playing around, I started using this more and more and more. I started seeing that it has power, especially if your opponents have light monsters. Once they have 1 light monster, this card destroys the whole field. Destroys the whole entire field. TG, I put this, nobody would think of putting this. I put this because I can go for Quasar. I don't have Quasar, that's why I have a proxy, but I'm going to get Quasar. But I put this in because I did